Hi everyone, today we're going to create a Kumihimo bracelet, and I don't promise I'm saying this right. It's going to look something like this. Right now it's still attached to my loom. You're going to need 7 strands of yarn, and they suggest you do 7 different colors. So I already have my 7 strands cut, but what you're going to do is you're going to find your yarn. And I just wanted to talk to you about this. You may end up with a ball of yarn, so you want to find the end. So either the end's just going to be hanging or it's going to be somewhere in the middle. I couldn't find the one in the middle for this, so I'm using the one that's hanging. Or you can get a skein of yarn. This is called a skein. This is how you originally buy it, then you make it in a ball. The best way, if you can find it coming out the bottom, is to pull it. This pulls out usually nicer, and use that. I've already made a measuring tool for you. I want this to be 30 inches long, so I made this 15, which is half a 30. And all you do to make one strand is I would just put my yarn in the slit so it doesn't fall. So that's 15 inches, and you want it to be 30, so you go back like this, and then you take your scissors, hold it, and you cut it. And if you measured that, it may be just a tiny bit over 30. So you take it out of there, and then because we need 7 strands of yarn, you will cut 6 more because we already have 1. Since I already have mine, we're going to move on. I have my strands of yarn. You want to put them together so they're all even on the ends as much as possible. So they may not be even on both ends, but one end should be really super even. So that one isn't. You see like how that one's shorter? Let's try this end. The green one's shorter on this. So I'm going to make the green one even because I want it to be part of the knot. So I just pull it up, pull those away, and put all my yarns together so they're even. Then you're just going to make a loop knot and try to make this as close to the edge as you can. And all you do, it's kind of hard, you're just going to make a cursive E. Do you see that? My strands are underneath this part right here. You see that? They're under it. And I'm just going to take them over this that they're under. So they're under it. Do you watch that? Cursive E, and then you put your fingers in there and pull them through. Make sure they all go in. Then when you're making this loop, be very careful to make it as close to the end as you can without losing all your ends. I will have a separate video where you can learn about that loop knot again. Then after that, so you got a paper clip, and I would just undo it, take the paper clip and push it through the hole, maybe open it up just a teeny bit. Yes, and then put all of your strands of yarn under the hook, like so. And then you just take it and pull it through. Oh my heavens, so much easier. So glad I figured that out. So I'm going to pull all the way to the knot and make sure it's nice and even and there's no yarn like bunched up. And it's not. Then, this is actually upside down. I'd rather have the knot on the other side, but it's no big deal. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put one of these a slit. So you just go around, put one at a time in a slit. Don't skip a slit. I think in the end you should end up with one that's left. You have to have one that's left actually. Okay, so here's the deal. And we did. Super. So now what you do is the yarn will be hanging down here like a jellyfish, and on this side you'll have this. This is the side you want to look at. And oh, by the way, so that you know it's yours, take a little piece of tape, and we're going to put on the back of it where your knot is your name and class code. And you should do that actually when you first start. So write your name, first letter, last name, and class code. I would do it with a skinny marker, but this is what I grabbed. First letter, last name, and your class code, X. Okay, and then you take it off. You could cut it if you want. And that should be on this side with the, and do this before you start. And just make sure that your knot's on the side with the, and shouldn't go on your yarn. That would really mess up your loom. So that's a little too long, and I just cut it because you don't want it on your slits. That'll just mess up your bracelet. So anyways, now we have this. So this little slit here has to be by your stomach, okay? It's pointing down by your stomach. So then you count up to the right. So I want you to see the sign. to the right, you're going to count up 3 stitches. So you don't count the empty slit. You count out the 3 slits that have yarn in it. So we count 1, 2, 3, right? And then you take that one off and you put it in the empty slit. Now you take the slit, put it by your belly that's empty. 1, 2, 3. Take that one and go here. Empty slit goes by your belly. 1, 2, 3. Goes in the empty slit. I just keep straightening my yarn up with my fingers. And slit goes by your belly. 1, 2, 3. And just keep doing that. So you're going to do that till you can't do it anymore. When you're done, you're going to have this. And we're just going to take your yarn off. Because I ran out. A couple of these, I just can't do it anymore. So I'm going to take them all off. And yours will be longer, so that'll be nice. Because this was way too short for a bracelet, at least for me. I don't know about you. Your wrist is going to be tinier than mine, some of you. And then you just pull it through, and you'll have these right here. You can decide how you want to connect it. I think the ones you make next will be able to actually tie them together. But I really think for now, I would just, for myself, I would probably just make a little loop again. So the loop, and the yarn's underneath, and then I kind of twist it so it'll all go through, and I push it through the hole. Like so, and I almost don't get that green through, which is a problem, but I'm getting it. So that one didn't go through it. I'd have to undo it. But I think you could tie this in a knot. Then you would just trim your ends, and these ends are not so pretty right now. But I want to fix this, so I don't want to cut it. Anyways, so have fun, and when you're done, you do want to take your name back off. You want to take that piece of tape off for someone else to use.